to hey guys, I'm about to go live and share. You guys can start sharing as well. It is exactly 7 o'clock. So before you come and start the conversation, make sure you guys are sharing wherever you are, whether it's on YouTube or if you are on Facebook. Share the love so we can have a good conversation today. So it's going to be a good time. I am about to share myself so you all know that we are on. It's so crazy
Yeah.
seeing
And
yourself,
don't
right?
forget to tell us where you checking in from so that we ready for you when it's time for check-in.
Yeah, you could do that too. That's actually something I never thought about before, but it is interesting hearing where people are from, isn't it? Very,
Yeah.
very interesting. So I am about to
We
share.
not doing the intros today. We got to redo those, but
Yeah, we
we
got some
here
new sponsors.
and we
We got some
live.
new sponsors, y'all. So it's actually a good thing that we're not doing that. We got some new stuff. All right, let me see. And I'm going to share to me. And I'm going to say we're live because we are at 7. We're a minute late today. But you see the
It's
Bel Air in the background. Can you even see my? Should I move it one more time with the B so you can actually? There we go. I swear this camera has a mind of its own today, y'all. So make sure you're sharing once again if you are joining the broadcast. Hello, you guys. Hello. I am sharing myself. We are live, baby. You guys get to see the whole process of what it looks like when we're doing this behind the scenes because our sponsor little post is going to be renewed for next week. So this is a good time. We are
and we
live.
got a great episode for y'all today. It's definitely going down.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm pretty excited about it. If you guys saw it earlier, then you already know the deal. But once again, make sure you are sharing. I just shared. I did what I was supposed to do. Did you share yours?
I'm sharing still.
You still sharing?
Yep.
I guess when you turn 34, you start to get a little bit slower with the.
Here you go.
I still have a couple months. I guess that's what
Yeah.
it is, though.
Give people a chance to jump in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uh,
right. Give them
Kelly Robinson
time.
don't show to no party who would start at 8 o'clock.
With the leafy bug. I was playing Animal Crossing and I had a leafy bug today. That's one of my new characters. And I'm drinking Bel Air, guys. Hey, shout out to Bel Air, by the way. If you are drinking with us, let us know. Or if you pick up a bottle, make sure you share it to me, and I will make sure that I post you on my Instagram story and all my other stories. So yeah, just make sure you're sharing the love and that you're sharing the broadcast because we are about to get started shortly here.
And I'm ready. Let's get rolling.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Are you sure? Oh man.
Man, I be needing some time, bro. There's a lot of sharing going on around here.
Well, anyways, it is time. We are live, guys. So, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are listening and also watching from around the world. Welcome to Love Lockdown, the podcast. This is a podcast where my husband and I discuss relationship advice that perfectly works for us. So, I am one of your hosts, Brit, and you
And
are.
I am Captain Arrogant. Welcome all who are new. Welcome all who are old. And if you don't know, we shoot this podcast live. So everything you hear is live time, no thought process, no
None.
editing, real and raw. So today we got a real good episode for you. And if you haven't been around for a while, the first thing we do is we shout out where everybody's from that's in the live, say what's up to everybody, and see how everybody's doing. How you
Yes.
doing today,
So,
baby?
hello, guys. I'm doing wonderful. I don't have any complaints. Life is too
That's
short
good.
to have complaints, right?
I know that's right. I know that's right.
How about
Let's
you?
get.
You?
I'm doing real good. Good Lord, we got comments. What's up, comments? We
Hey
up in here.
guys, tell us where
So
you're from.
Amanda's in the building. What's up, Amanda? How you doing? From YouTube.
Hi,
Uh,
Amanda.
Helena's in the
Hello.
building from YouTube. What's up? Brad Squad is in the building.
Hey, Brat Squad.
James, as always, he's pretty much our third host on the show. If you don't know,
Yeah.
James is in here every week. This is our brother. It goes down.
Hey, bro. He's got to be on a show actually soon. We got to
Oh
figure
yeah,
out
we
something.
definitely, especially since he's a star now, since you did your last YouTube video, right?
People love him. He's either Tiger Woods or John Legend now. Everybody's saying
We'll just call him Tiger
it.
Legend. So Jessica from
Jessica.
YouTube, say hello.
Hi. Familiar names. Hi,
Yes, yes.
Jester.
Jester is in the building from YouTube as
12
always.
a.m. He says 12 a.m.
Yeah, he said he always stay up. It's 12 a.m., but he cannot miss the show. He has to be on it.
We love Jester.
Desi said, hashtag Brat Squad. You know the Brat Squad is always in here repping.
I
YouTube
love you
is
guys.
deep today.
Hello.
What up, YouTube?
Hi, guys. Hi, NK.
It's deep today. I'm flying through these. Claudia,
Claudia.
what's going on? Your quarantine girl. That's a cool YouTube name. I like that.
That's cute. It's only 7 p.m.
Man, the Brad Squad is so deep in here. I'll be going through these all day, y'all.
I love you
It's
guys, though. Hello, Brad Squad.
oh, you already know the Brad Squad come and they come hard every time. We listen. You already know how that goes. But Ypsilanti's in the building as always. What's up, Ipsy? Down the street.
It just always fascinates me the different time, the time zones that we have that watch. Like it's just
Man,
it's crazy.
everywhere. And
Yeah.
if you don't know, and if you miss a podcast, for instance, our podcasts are all broadcast on every streaming network in pretty much every country at this point.
We're
I think we're
everywhere,
up to
guys.
like 470 some countries. So if you're looking
It's
for us, you can
crazy.
find us. We're everywhere. If not, we're on YouTube and Facebook Live every Wednesday at 7. So
Yeah.
I got a lot more comments in here, and I could go through them. Let's do a couple more.
Yeah, we have time. We've got time.
We got time. Haley's in the
Hi,
building. What's up,
Haley.
Haley?
She just got married, married woman. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Haley. Congratulations.
I know we had a mid-season break, so we were off for 2 weeks. So we missed you guys.
Yeah. We like to give it a little air every now and then to let it breathe. We don't want to wear y'all down. We know we kind of went straight through the whole quarantine situation. Everything opened back up, so we took a break.
Yeah, and it was much needed because you guys really honestly don't know how much it takes to put this show together. It's fun, but at the same time, we put a lot of work behind it.
I know that's
we
right.
produce it, write the show, everything. So everything you guys see, we're behind the scenes doing it. So
you
it's
already
crazy.
know that. Esther is in the building. What's up, Auntie?
Hi, Auntie.
Auntie's in the building.
I know she's got her
in the
bell
building
there.
from YouTube.
Hi, Ricardo. Hi, sis.
Carrie said you're tiger. I like it. What's up, Carrie? How you doing?
I love it.
Javon is in the building as well. He said you late because Chris was dancing the bootylicious. Now look, I have to give y'all, listen, Javon put up one of the greatest debate posts of all time today. And I know we're in that era of verses and everybody going against each other, but he asked the question of who would win a versus between Beyonce and Jay-Z.
I did see that. I meant to comment on it, but I didn't know.
And it made me think. I literally had to sit and think, like, dude, who would win that? Two of my favorite artists, two of my favorite people. Look, I had to bow down, and I went on Apple and I looked up their essentials and their greatest hits and everything, and I went through the catalog, and I came up with a simple answer that said Beyonce would win if they allowed her to include Destiny's Child.
Okay. I had a cheesy answer I was going to give them. I just forgot to write it, but I was just simply going to say they're married, so technically there would be no winner.
No.
That would be the easiest.
No, somebody got to win. Somebody got to win. Look.
It would have to be Beyonce though, because Jay had what was it, Iceberg?
Well, no, it's the 20 best songs. So out of 20 best songs, listen,
yeah, I guess, but
you don't have an answer for certain songs like Say My Name and Halo, and it's just no answer for those. And I'm a Jay-Z fanatic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I am a card-carrying member of the Beehive, I must say.
Yeah, he would pass out if he met Beyonce, so I don't even.
For sure.
Somebody take this man to a Beyonce show, please.
I just want to get in the concert and catch the towel. That's it. Beyonce, if you happen to hear this, please send me the towel in the mail. I will still pass out.
What if she was really watching this and sent you a towel? What would you do?
Pass out.
That would be
what do you mean? What is the question?
I would pass out right along with you, to be honest with you. Hey guys, I see other people's comments too on my iPad.
God, people are in here. What up, people? What up? Sean is in the building. Reek is in the building. Tashara is in the building. Listen, we brought the authors out today for this topic.
I know all the authors are in here.
All the
Tashar
authors are in the building.
and Sean. Look at that.
Rick says, show your card, Cap. We want to see. Listen, you're not allowed to show the card outside of the group. You know how Beyonce keeps. I don't want my lights cut off. So I'm going to keep it in my pocket. But listen, on to the show, y'all. Big show today. The show is about, baby, what's the show about?
We're going to be discussing prenups today, and if they are even worth the marriage. It's going to be very interesting because I did a lot of research on this topic and I got a lot to say about it. So, yeah. And a lot of people have a lot to say about it. That's why I found it so interesting to put this together.
Listen, this show was produced by Brit Brat today. She found this topic. We ran across the article about Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
And his wife are now getting divorced after 24 years. Listen.
And it clicked. And
it
like, we got to do this.
We had to do this topic today. And I'm just going to be transparent here and go ahead and throw it out there. Listen, 24 years is a whole life. You might as well just split that checkbook down the middle and pass it on quietly. You know what I'm saying? She's asking for what, 400 mil?
Half of what he has. So yeah, I can't remember what he's worth, but yeah, it's 400
He's
mil.
worth
so
800 mil for sure.
So if it's 800, yeah. It wasn't 800?
Yeah, he's worth 800 mil for sure.
Okay.
I just checked that the other day.
So
she wants 400 million. And I believe that's more than Tiger Woods' wife got when she left him. Because I believe she got like 300 or something like that. But she's trying to break the bank, aka Pat Mahomes. Shout out to Pat Mahomes. That contract is insanely ridiculous.
Congratulations, young man. That's crazy. Like, I'm so proud of him. Could you imagine?
Get paid, young man. Get paid.
Every 8 minutes is collecting like just dough. This is crazy. It's a good thing to see. I love it. I love to see it.
Listen, as a healthy person mentally, I'm not a Pat Mahomes fan at all. I'm a Vikings diehard. I don't care nothing about no Pat Mahomes. But listen, I can't hate on nobody's pockets. Get paid, young man. Get paid. Now, let's see if they pay. Let's see if they pay that one-arm quarterback in Dallas. But on the prenups.
I cannot stand you. So, anyways, on the prenups. All right. So you have right here. Oh, look at you putting it together. So prenup is an agreement made between two people before marrying that establishes the right to property and support in the events of divorce or death. One thing I have found is that you don't really hear too much about prenups when it comes to the death part. Usually, like the popular thing that we know about them is when it comes to the divorce part. So I actually learned something new when I was researching this because I didn't know it had anything to do with death. I thought that was just a will. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It is pretty much a will and a divorce package all in one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but I guess you're knocking two birds out with one stone. No, I mean, I don't know how that works either. I need to research the death portion of it because I guess you wouldn't have a will if you have a prenup. I guess they all go through a lawyer anyway.
Exactly, and that's something that I did not know. So I love this podcast also because I educate myself while I'm researching and putting the show together. So before we get started, I would like to ask you what's your personal opinion on them. And you guys, again, I put the show together, so when I do the show, I never really tell Chris too much of what we're going into because I want him to like have his real feelings on it, get real everything on it before we get into it. You know what I mean? So he didn't see really what I put down for the show today. So what do you feel about a prenup?
Listen, the way I feel about a prenup is this. To be honest, the way I conduct my marriage, and you might notice seeing that you live in the same household with me, but the way I conduct my marriage, I don't see a need for a prenup. But then again, in situations where there are super paid people, you know, and places that don't take marriages seriously, and where you're always susceptible to run into somebody who is just doing it for the money, I could see the reasoning behind it. And I hate to be a fence rider, but I feel like every situation is different. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And we just so happened to meet at a time where we had the same amount of money. So,
Hmm.
you know, it was easy not to even think about a prenup. But I think about all the time, like, would I even be able to take somebody seriously as a millionaire or a billionaire or anything of the sort? Like, dude, how do you know they're there for you?
Yeah.
You know, and a great songwriter once said, "You wasn't with me shooting in the gym." You know,
Yeah.
and that rings louder than anything. You know, Juanita didn't dribble one basketball, but that young woman got paid.
Yeah.
Tiger Tiger Woods' wife used to be a babysitter, but that young woman got paid. You know what I'm saying?
I would like
And
to say
it's
she also knew that Tiger was cheating too. I feel like that was a disclosure, but
dude,
I think when it came out, it kind of ruined things for them. But I think they had a Jada Will thing going on. Like, you can't tell me that that man had so many people he was cheating with, and she had no idea.
listen,
Like,
as a representative of
sorry,
the
I don't.
NPA, the National
Hmm.
Players Association, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. And there ain't no way
No,
you hiding 50 chicks.
no, there's no way. She
There ain't
knew.
no way. And the whole thing of it is, in that situation, I don't agree with what she got paid because she didn't swing one golf club. Now with Dr. Dre's wife, she was with him through thick and thin. Kids is grown,
Hmm.
so you can obviously see that the reason she's leaving because she wants to go. It has nothing to do with trying to stick him for his paper. And
Yeah.
let's not forget to mention, I feel like Tiger Woods paid the price in that car when he got that golf club. You know, if roles were reversed, it'd have been something totally different. You
Yes, it
you
would
did
have.
you
Yes.
understand me? You know what I'm
Um,
saying? So listen, I'm all for prenups and getting what you worth. But once again, if you wasn't with me shooting in the gym, I feel like you got to get what you're given. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like we shoot in the gym together every day. We grinding,
Every
we
day.
hustling.
Every day.
We what I'm saying? We getting it together. Ain't no one person outworking the other ever. So,
Hmm.
there's no need for a prenup in this relationship. Just well, we ain't getting divorced first and foremost. So there's no need to think about a prenup. But you know, just split the bank account down the middle.
Yeah, no, and
Not
it's
that
funny
hard.
that you said that. It's funny you said that because I feel like, again, I had such a huge, like, problem with them before I did my research. And again, I value this show so much because it really makes me educate myself more on things that I had such a high opinion on before we discussed it. So I was obviously one of those people that was huge, like, prenups are stupid. You're already setting yourself up for it to end. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't understand it. And then you have your TV shows like Your Love and Hip Hops, where you see Ray J acting as if he's just telling Princess a week in advance before the wedding, which is completely false. And I will tell you guys that a little bit later in the show. But like, TV makes it look a little ridiculous as well because, they make it seem as if you can just do it 3 days before the wedding. And it's not a thing because everybody has to have a lawyer when it comes to their parties. So it's not just one person with an attorney, it's both parties. There's a lot that has to do with it. So I found a lot of good things and I'm pretty excited to share it with you guys. So
Listen, and
yeah.
you got to tell us. You got to tell us like your current feelings on it though. Like I know you said that you didn't feel like that, but what's your current
Yeah.
feelings on it?
Well, my current feelings is I truly, and I hate to say it like this because what's normal, but I feel like normal people, I don't really understand why normal people need them. Again, it's set up for failure. You know what I mean? No one gets married saying, like, we're going to get this divorce. I do now understand, though, why celebrities get them. People with a lot of money. So that's where I'm riding the fence on now. I still don't feel like it's something that day to day common people need to worry about. But when it comes to the high paid millionaires, billionaires, and you guys didn't work together on that, like clearly you need to have something in place to take care of your assets if something goes down. So, fence rider here. Hopefully, after the show, you guys will have more opinions on it. Hopefully, even myself will have like one set thing. But yeah, this is how I feel right now. It just depends on your situation and the stature of yourself. That's what it is right now.
I feel like I should have gave you the personal screen for that. But yo, that was like the most perfect fence riding I've ever seen.
Yeah, that
You know
part,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
You know, I'm
you
really
said a
good
lot
at
to
it.
say I'm on the fence, Chief.
Yeah.
So let's get into some of these comments though, because I don't want to get too far behind.
Okay.
James said, Dr. Dre better sell some more beats. Listen, whether Dr. Dre selling them or not, they gonna sell. What you got in your ear, baby?
I got Beats in my ears right now. These are the Power Beats Pros.
I got beats in
I
my ears.
I'm trying to
I
get
guess
sponsored though.
I guess I'm donating to Mrs. Dre.
Yeah, but usually I wouldn't know. I wouldn't share that usually because I'm not sponsored, but I'm trying to make that happen. So yeah, but we got to share that a little bit today.
Esther said, "Boy, yes, you know Dak getting his money next year. We'll see. I'm not hating. If he get it, he get it. I'm happy he got that. What he got this year, 31 million is good enough for me." Andrea said, "What's up, Andrea? Dr. Dre
Hey, cuz.
better do something. Jeez, listen,
It's a lot of
he better
money.
get to getting. I mean, ain't like he hurting with 400 million left.
No, absolutely not.
Look who we got in here. Listen, if
Hey,
you gonna
Lando.
get put in this chat, kid, you're gonna have to take off that shirt. In case y'all don't know, Lando is a fan of that team up north, and he has on a shirt with their logo on it, so he has poop on his shirt. So
I
we don't do
didn't
that kind
even
of stuff on this
notice
show.
that.
But Lando said, "People get quiet when you hit that prenup part." Listen, let's talk about that. Let's stop right there. How does the discussion start?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How do you approach somebody like, yo, look, we about to get married and I'm on that forever tip, but just in case, I think we should sign these papers. And if you're the person that doesn't have the money,
Mm-hmm.
how do you take that? Especially if somebody's on their first or second marriage, or their third wife,
Yeah.
and you with every relationship you're taking on whatever baggage the other person has anyway, whatever
Period.
quirky OCD, mental disorders, or whatever, baby mama drama they got, whatever they got, you're taking it on anyway. And then on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, you got to sign a paper that says, in case this does happen, you only get this much.
It's just a mess. And again, like you say that celebrities sometimes you wish that they would be with someone that had just a regular day-to-day job because it helps them understand if someone's there for them or whatnot,
Did you just
or
be Simona's?
vice versa. I mean, I guess so. That's just what people say, right? I don't
Yeah.
feel that way because, again, I feel like you should be with someone that understands you. It's just very difficult because when you have like an Angelina Jolie and a Brad Pitt together, like that's two heavy hitters. So you're with someone that gets it. I feel like that's when you have the easier conversation about it, when you have people who understand. But if Brad Pitt were to get with someone like me, like, dude, prenup. I
Listen,
have not Brad Pitt money, you know what I mean? So like a prenup, like how am I gonna get out of this if something happens? Because I'm not gonna go into a relationship with Brad Pitt and think that we're gonna last forever. I'm sorry. This is how it
listen,
is.
and there's another case that I got to lay down for my prenup argument. You can't ask somebody for a prenup to prepare in case of a divorce when you out
Mm-hmm.
here with like 3 baby mamas. Can't happen. You can't go out here sticking your pole and everything, but then telling your soon to be wife like, look, I'm just in case. Like, no, what? No, that's not how it works. So that's another case where I don't understand it. I don't even, like I said, if you're about to marry somebody
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like this, if you even got to bring that up, you got the
Yeah.
wrong one.
Yeah. That I feel. Yeah. It's just so. I don't know. There's so much about it, but I do feel like now that I've learned that you can also put the death card in there and act as if that's something to do with it. It makes it a little bit better.
It's way more than that you can put in there, and I'm gonna get into that later. I actually got a list
Yeah.
of crazy celebrity prenups that I'm gonna go through, in a couple minutes. It's almost turn up time. But listen,
Mm-hmm.
there's more stuff than death you can put in a prenup. It goes all the way to how much a person can weigh to qualify to receive what's in that prenup. If a person reaches a certain weight, they therefore put themselves out of contention to get any money from this divorce.
Oh, it's a mess. It's
Yeah, listen,
crazy.
it's nuts. But yo, thanks, Lando. I appreciate that. Change your shirt. Haley said there's no prenup. Divorce will equal jail time. Just saying. Well,
That's a little crazy, but
shit got real, real quick.
oh man.
Listen,
Again, that's how do you bring it up? And you want to know something that's funny? I was actually researching like prompts, like prenup prompts, because you know how like guys, I'm sorry, I'm talking as an educator still, because when I used to teach, like you have your prompts to how to like discuss certain things with your kids, how to go into if they're doing something wrong. So what did you do wrong and how did it make you feel? You know what I mean? So I was looking up different things to say like how you would go into starting that conversation, and it's non-existent. There is nothing. There is no perfect way to tell someone you want a prenup. Like, period. You just have to figure it out on your own. No one, Google is not even going to help you with that.
listen, and like I said, it's personalized, and it goes as far as Jay-Z and Beyonce having a prenup. So if B and J got a prenup, now they both extremely rich. They both could just come and leave with what they get, but their prenup goes deep too, and I'm gonna get into that. So, like I said, I don't want our lights cut off. So let's move on.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Javon said, "Fellas, just marry rich and get that spousal support." Shouts out to Mary J. Blige husband. Yo, I think we need to have a special segment for all the men who got off on their wives. Cause I'm sick dude
Yeah.
got off like that. Like for real. Hey, listen.
Are you sick though, or are you? But are you?
No,
Are you
not
just saying
really.
that for
That's just
show? Because this is Love
that's
Lockdown. This
when
is
I
where
say
shit
I'm
gets
sick
real.
dude got off like that, I'm
Mm-hmm.
low key hype he got off like that. Like because I
Yeah,
feel
because
like
you
it
don't
should be
hear it.
it's a double standard, and women talk about
Mm-hmm.
all these double standards with men and all of that. It's a double standard when it comes to child support, and it's a double standard when it comes to
That's a whole
spousal support.
conversation. Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with child support whatsoever, as long as both parents are in, and we could do a whole episode on that later. But
We could. We could.
but listen, if you're gonna do it one way, make sure you do it both ways, because I know a lot of deadbeat moms, just like deadbeat dads, and I know a lot of guys who out here, doing the same thing Juanita did and keeping the house together while their wife is out there working.
I know a lot of
Listen,
deadbeat moms. I don't know about you, but 2020, I know a lot more moms than I do dads that are deadbeats. So yeah, we could definitely have a whole conversation on that. And fellas, if you would like to come on the show for that episode, we'd love to have you because I got a lot to say about child support. That's but
well, at least y'all know. At least y'all know that episode's coming. Andrea
gotta come.
said, personally, I feel like prenups add to the stress of marriage. That breakup is always good in the back of your mind. Focus on relationship and God. Listen, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I can't even say nothing, but I agree because that at the end of the day, like marriage is supposed to be forever anyway. Like,
Yes.
and I feel like we honestly need to get back to the old way of marriage where, like, if y'all not getting along, go sleep in separate rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what the old folks used to do. When they stopped getting along, they got separate rooms. They
Mm-hmm.
slept by themselves, but they stayed married and they stayed in the same house.
They figured it out. There's something going on where we just need to figure it out again. I don't know what it is. Um, Again, the only time I ever disagree with that is if it's an abusive situation, But other than that, like, you got to figure it out.
Well, and you have to specify. For
Yeah.
abusive
Well, yeah,
situations,
I
that
do need
also
to
includes
specify that.
abusive financially, where somebody's taking advantage of you for your money
Yeah.
and your
Yeah.
current
That's it.
situation. That's
Yeah.
abuse. You know what I'm
Verbal.
saying? Not yet verbal, mental,
Yeah. Everybody always
any
says
of that's
it's
abuse. You know what I'm saying?
physical,
So,
but
and we must specify in this day and age. So that's what we mean. Uh,
Yep.
so getting into the next one. By the way, the Brat Squad is in here so deep today. I'm skipping 1,000 Brat Squad comments because I want to get to these real comments. What's up, Brat
I love
Squad?
you guys. Hey, Brad Squad. What's going
Uh,
on?
who we had on the show previously 2 weeks ago. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. Sean just said, honestly, prenups are beneficial to the people who want to protect shit. It's actually smart because you can keep what you had before marriage and split things you have built together. Now, listen, when I
Mm-hmm.
read up about the celebrity prenups, a lot of them have that clause, but a lot of them, the majority of them lean towards the woman having more in the end, because it might say you take what we earn together and you take what you came with, but it also says that I'll get $1 million for every year we married and $10 million for
Yeah.
every kid we have. So listen, I know childbirth is a crazy experience. I ain't never had one. I ain't never personally been in there to see one, but I did have health class and it looks painful. But is it worth $10 million? Hell no.
10 million. And you got to clarify that too, because regular people day to day have babies. Like, you know what I mean? It's just the way of life. Like, obviously, we wouldn't have people on Earth if we didn't have kids. So, should you be getting $10 million for having a baby? Absolutely not.
Hell no. Not
Absolutely
especially
not.
when you worth half a billion yourself. Listen,
No, that's
now
something
you
everybody
just
does.
now you're just being a real big asshole about this whole prenup thing at this point. And that's real. Like, so Esther said, Auntie again, she said, no prenup to death do us part, no divorce, period. Ain't that how you say it? You got to put the Megan Thee Stallion, period.
We were watching Why Did I Get Married To the other day, remember? And Janet, well, Malik Yoba. I can't remember their actual names on the movie, but
Oh
if
my
you guys
God, it's the
remember,
worst. Listen, don't go back and watch it. Do not.
it's so bad now. It didn't age well. But if you guys remember,
Listen, it didn't start
like,
well. That movie was terrible from the get-go.
but he rolled with that girl, right? And then all of a sudden they were getting divorced, and she's like, "That's my book money." But every book was about their relationship, so I was confused at how she was like, "No, that's my money. We have our money, but that's my money. The book money is mine." Like, huh? But you profited off of this man.
Listen, don't get me started on Janet Jackson in that movie. First of all, how are you a relationship counselor and you getting a divorce right now? Who
She
are you
killed her whole
counseling?
family. She killed her whole family. She should have been in jail, not starting a new life with The Rock at the end.
No,
But
okay,
that's just
listen. The worst part about the movie is there was one good actor in the entire movie, and they killed him off. And after a whole movie of
true
bad
Tyler
acting
Perry fashion.
and Tyler Perry writing, they had the nerve to act like there was going to be another one, a third one.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. I mean, it didn't
no,
happen. So clearly you're not the only one thinking that, but no. Oh, what they were
no.
thinking about. He thought that was hot.
You remember when Janet Jackson got that alcohol poured on her, though? Once again, if you're in an abusive relationship, you got to go.
All I know is it wasn't Bel Air, so I wasn't mad
Listen,
at it.
listen. And he wasn't pouring Bel Air on you. You got to go.
I go. You have to go. Oh man.
Andrea said Tiger had a lot of women. Haley just chimed in. She said, if you need a prenup, your belongings and money are more important than the person you are about to marry.
I just don't understand why we can't just be okay with not getting married if you have to do all of this. You know what I mean? And I always say this, you don't have to get married. I have so much respect for people out here who just are like, yo, I'm going to be a pimp for the rest of my life. I'm going to be a hoe for the rest of my life. They let it be known who they're messing with. And that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand why you would do this and then put the pressure on. It's stupid to me. I don't get it, but
Listen, I don't get it.
This doesn't make sense.
Ryder Peter said this is her first time listening. What's up, Ryder? Welcome.
Hi, Ryder. I talk to
Make
Ryder
sure
all
you
the
join
time.
every week. Ryder, she said first time hearing this word prenup, and it sounds exciting.
Really?
Yeah. You sound like a very toxic person. If that sounds exciting to you, because I really can't dream of coming to my wife with a prenup like, yo, sign this, babe. This just protects us in case we get a divorce, which means you were previously thinking about this divorce before the marriage. Okay. Sean said Tiger Woods set his own self up. He chose his wife a babysitter, so he had to set her up. Oh, I don't know what that means, but it sounds provocative.
See, to me, again, with Tiger, I definitely think once again that like they had everything together. Again, Will Jada situation. I think they both knew what each other were doing, but I think at the end of the day, when it actually came out, is what upset her. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like again, you're not messing with that many people, and your significant other doesn't know.
There's not that much. Listen, there's not that much player in the world. There's not. I'm sorry.
Nah.
Okay, so there's people arguing, and I'm trying to skip that. I like that. You guys keep going.
I love that. Keep it going. I love it.
Lando has something else to say.
I haven't even been paying attention to the comments.
I wish we could put you up here without this shirt on. Lando said, F that, marriage is a damn business. Listen, marriage is absolutely a business.
We talk about that all the time.
When you sign up to be married, you sign a contract to be married. You have to go to a courthouse to get that contract officialized to get married. You have to have witnesses to sign that contract to be married. Listen, it's a business. So you make the correct business decisions for you at that prior time. But listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you got a business partner worth their weight, good luck with that conversation. Because ain't no way. Not in my house.
No sunshine.
Listen, I got a man cave, and I ain't never thought about bringing no prenup to my wife. No way. I ain't trying to sleep down here, and we don't even sleep in separate beds. But I still listen. I ain't gonna push it.
No, but again, it's easier for us to say because we started off grinding together. You know what I mean? So that's another reason I'm riding the fence, because I don't know what it is to be a millionaire and then get with someone who is only worth $50. Like, I don't know what that is.
Well, baby, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna tell you something my grandma told me when I was young. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, nigga, it's a duck.
Grandma was very wise.
And if you have that feeling to where you feel like you need to protect yourself against this person, you should not be getting married. Grandma, if you have that feeling to where you need to, oh my God, this might happen, this is a possibility. Not with it.
That all goes also with. I feel like that also goes with being in that higher stature. Like if you think about it, you do wonder why people in Hollywood are so pressed to get married. You know, is it something that gives them a sense of normalcy? Does it? You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's something mentally more to it than just the marriage part. And I feel like that could be a whole other conversation too, because it's like, why are you doing this when you don't need to be doing this? Like, there's just something about that.
I feel like Hollywood is a different place anyway. The last place you want to get married is Hollywood at this point. I believe they've had the highest divorce rate for maybe a decade. They are a bigger state, the biggest state, I believe. but at the same time, the divorce rate's insane out there.
Yeah.
To live out there, you can't you're not little money in it anyway.
No, you're not.
So it kind of makes like if you think about it,
Hmm.
what sense does it even make to you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Maybe somebody will change my mind. Uh Haley said, this is a long one, y'all. You want to read it, babe?
Haley said, my ex-husband, I'm reading this because I actually was around for this, this is a good friend. So my ex-husband cheated and his ass is paying since we have kids together and I couldn't do much about it. At the time being pregnant, your ass cheats, your ass pays. But the second marriage is his ass will be 6 feet under with the first one. Then it will be death do us part.
Yo,
So again,
that's
the pressure is on for the second too, and I was reading on that too. If you're someone who didn't have a prenup, your first marriage, things got messed up. Now you gotta feel a little bit sorry for the next person because they're gonna have that shit in place. Like that's not even gonna be a question. You know what I mean? Michael he didn't get remarried without thinking about everything.
listen.
Like,
Listen, I can understand certain instances where you real late in the game and you're Hollywoodish and you doing it half for the promotion. Some of these people
mm-hmm,
are, just to be honest, they getting married for the added character it adds to their brand. Cool, you know what I'm saying? Please do a prenup if that's the case, but you probably shouldn't be taking marriage as a joke anyway. But if you happen to be, please do it. Um, but Haley, and I'm interested because I think back in the day,
mm-hmm.
spousal support used to end once you got married again.
Remarried, yeah,
So
yeah.
does it stop now?
That's a
Um,
great question.
that's a hey Haley, please let us know down below. I
I
don't
would love
know.
to hear that.
Do you continually get spousal support? So like, do they add up and stuff? Because if you get married enough times, you don't ever need a job again.
Right. That's so sad to say. But you and I talk all the time about Hollywood relationships also, and a lot of them are contracted to begin with.
Yeah, they
You
are.
know, like
They are.
a lot of them help with popularity. I really question how many are real. Uh, I don't know. This is so many questions that I have. I really truly want to know how many people are genuinely married in Hollywood.
Eloise from YouTube just said her sister got a divorce at 25 because he was abusive. More power to your
Ooh,
sister. If somebody's abusing you, please get
good for
on.
her. Yep. Get
Um,
going. Yeah, that's not worth it. That's totally different. Yeah.
she said she bought a new house last Monday and she's happier than ever. Okay, all
Good
right.
for her. That's awesome. A homeowner, man.
Listen, go get it. Tashara just said the old way of marriage was a business contract to begin with, as long as both people have the same understanding of what marriage is. Prenups are the big deal. Personally, I want a prenup. Listen, and this goes back to, like I said, this goes back to how roles are reversed today. Um, like I said, I'm a retired player. I get a pension from the NPA. Uh, ain't no way no chick coming to me with no prenup. Well, number one is because I would have a problem with you making more money than me. Number two is I will have a problem if you want me to be a sex object at your house and you talking about I ain't gonna leave with nothing.
And then I would have a problem because you're collecting pension from NPA. I wouldn't get that anyways because that would be your assets before we were married. So
Listen, you wasn't shooting with me in the gym, when I was making that pension. No,
no, I
you know what
definitely
I'm
wasn't
saying?
shooting with you in your pimping
You
days. So
definitely
hell,
wasn't
I
shooting me
wouldn't
in the
get
gym there. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't get anything from that.
You ain't talked to
Oh my
not one
god.
ugly. Get up
No,
out of here.
no, no. Oh my god. I can't stand you. So do you want to learn about like what we researched because it goes perfectly with everything people are talking about? Old lady.
Yeah, but we got so many
What's
comments, so many good comments. I'm trying to go
okay?
through.
I just
Uh,
I just saw it because it's popping up late for me. So all right,
yeah.
we
Javon
got
just said, "Well, I'll say this: if you don't want a prenup, don't ask for no spousal support in the event we divorce. Get that in writing. Listen, listen. I don't agree with a prenup nor spousal support. So if you're going to sign a contract, that needs to be the one. And I'm going to defer here, seeing that Giovanna's been an accountant for like 10 years. So when it comes to regards of money, I tend to defer to him.
Yeah.
So
the best person to go
to. Mom's in the building. What's up, Mom?
Hi, Mom. Watch out. You want me to read it?
Watch out. Yeah, you got it.
Watch out if you have a clause for how many years in the marriage, because Tom Cruise got rid of Nicole Kidman before 10 years. Tom is a beast.
Tom is a different animal.
He was the first person I honestly like. When I think of prenup, I think of Tom Cruise. Like he was the originator of it to me. You know what I mean? I know people were probably doing it, but Tom was the one that was like, okay, he's got this locked and loaded, and he knows what he's doing.
Man, Tom, whoever Tom's lawyer is, he's the man.
He did it with Katie Holmes too. So,
listen, you already know. James, what up, James? James is in the building. Bro. James said, depends on the couple and expectations they have for their marriage. If money and success was shared before that fact, hence it should be shared after. However, if one was already predominant breadwinner and the other has something to gain from the marriage falling apart, then it should definitely be something to look at. Dr. Dre is a perfect example right now of what I mean. His wife made not a hot single beat and is walking away with 60% houseway. Now, let me give you my reasoning why I'm okay with her getting some money. As an entrepreneur, business owner, creative, one thing that you will realize at a point in life is if that person at home ain't making you happy, you not making them hit beats. And in that creative sense, it's different. It's not like he out here using pure athleticism, Chief. That's creative. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was out here jumping over people and dunking the ball. Dude was in the studio making hot beats because old girl was at home keeping him happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but
like I tell people this all the time. Like people think that because you do, and we own a marketing company. People think that you can just get on the computer and design a website, design a flyer, design a business card anytime you want. No, that's not how it works.
No, it does go.
And they'll be like, yo, just do your thing. Do your thing. No direction. Do your thing. Get it done. And I'll be like, dude, that's not how it works.
Yeah, because if you're in a dark place,
has to come to you.
Yeah, if you're in a dark place, you're not getting a good logo out of it. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
it's gonna be dark.
You're not.
It's not happening. It's not happening. No. So you got to be in a good mental spot. The only time that I don't agree with, not necessarily, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I actually do agree. If you're someone who supported someone for many, many years and you were the one that was their piece, then I do understand you getting that money. But what I don't respect is when you're sitting there and you're not doing anything to make some money. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like, okay, if I was married to Jay-Z, yeah, cool collecting his money, but also I'm thinking of ways of how I can start my own business. You know what I mean? How I can get myself out. And it's not that I'm necessarily trying to take his shine, but there's just so many women who, and not just women, men too. I hate to say just women, but there's a lot of people who are in these like high status relationships. And then when they are about to get divorced, they don't have anything else to show for it other than being his wife or her husband, and then they're just sitting there collecting money from them.
I agree with that too. Don't be a waste of space ever.
Yeah, that's weird to me. Like,
figure out how to make your own. Unless you're just a professional sex object, which don't pay that much in the end.
Yeah.
Don't just be a waste of space.
Yeah, and
you should not get paid for sitting at home watching daytime soaps. Period.
Yeah, period. Because you should always have a plan, and that's even when I go into the child support thing. Like, okay, cool, but when you get your child support from your person that you had your baby with, like, you shouldn't be using that money for you. Like, that shouldn't be the money you're relying on for your nails. That shouldn't be the money that you're relying on for your house payments. That's for your kid. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you have a job, dog? Like, you should have ways and means to take care of your own without somebody else supporting you, especially when it comes to taking money from your kids. But It just all goes together.
Oh, for sure. And Amber's in the building. What's up, Am? She said agreed. If we're not 100%,
Okay.
I'm good. Listen,
Mhm.
I feel the same way. And like I said, even if I was rich, I think I would have to still think that way. Because any inkling of me thinking that you could be a snake,
Yeah.
and I'll refer back to my pension, that, listen, that would kick in instantly. I would literally go into straight player mode at that point because I feel like you just out here as a bot.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, though, the one person I do have an issue with is Ayesha Curry.
Don't get me started on Aisha Curry. I will go solo screen.
Now, hers is a little bit different because she does have her own businesses. I respect that she is doing stuff to make that money outside of just being married to Steph Curry, right?
But is she
But
making it? Is she making it? Okay, go ahead.
no, you're about to say what I'm about to say. She takes the spotlight from dude, and that's what I don't respect. Now, like I said, behind the scenes stuff. If you're starting a business, you know what I mean. Like, but when you're out here messing with this man's like everything before he's in the playoffs, right? When he's about to play like one of the most important games of the year in the season, that doesn't sit right with me because he's got to go into a locker room with all his people and get clowned because you're acting an ass. So there's just different ways of going about it. There's different ways of going about it. I don't agree with the way that she does things, but with other people, you should be trying to make your money. This is how I feel about
Listen,
Aisha.
man, and
She
that's
does
why
too
I
much.
said Dr. Dre's wife deserves his money
Mm-hmm.
because you ain't. I forgot Dr. Dre was married.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't not never heard Dr. Dre's wife coming out attention seeking.
Yeah. Do what you need to do behind the scenes, make money, but don't take that spotlight from that man because it doesn't worth it. It's not worth it.
Hey, Angela's in the building. Hey, Auntie, what's going on? Angela said the spousal support does stop when you get remarried.
Okay. Because I had a question about Toya with Lil Wayne because she's super dope up, and they were never married, but she's significantly dope up for just being on Love and Hip Hop and owning a bonnet company. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know what she does behind the scenes because
Well, I looked it up.
she has a lot of money.
Toya's worth 4 million. Her husband's worth 5 million. Her husband's paid.
The new one, right?
He's
The
a
fiance,
he's
right?
a he's a yeah, the fiance. He's a sports
Okay.
manager. Uh,
Okay.
she has a bonnet company, but she also, I'm pretty sure she got spousal support until this new marriage from her last husband, who was Memphis Hits. So, there's that, and her baby daddy is Lil Wayne. So, you
Yeah,
know,
but again, is she, like the kid is what's her name? I can't even think of her name right now. What's the kid's name?
uh,
What's wrong? Why can't I think of her name right now? Either way, she's past
uh,
18 now, so
yeah, I forgot her name too. Lil Wayne's daughter.
we
Uh,
love. I love her though. I don't know why I can't think of that girl's name right now, but yeah, I just question what Toya does.
okay, so we got some more schooling on spousal support, y'all. This is a good educational episode, and people need to know this stuff. Okay, so spousal support usually doesn't come until you're married for a certain amount of years. I believe it's 10 years. We were
Mm.
married for 2 years, and yes, I got it, and it was there. If I got married in the 2 years, he had to pay spousal support. It was stopped. So you only get spousal support for however long you were married. That's interesting.
Didn't know that.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting, huh?
Oh, Amber
Regine.
just told us her
Amber
name
said
is
Regine.
Regine.
Yeah, I don't know. I just looked at the comments on my iPad. I just had the biggest brain fart in the history of brain farts. Like,
Yo,
Regine.
and be, and before we get off of here, we gotta discuss these crazy Hollywood prenups that you guys would never guess, never know. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise uh, prenup stated that uh, No. It was her prenup with Keith Urban. She
Oh
got
yeah.
$600,000 a year for every year they were together. I'm sorry. He got $600,000 a year for every year they were married. She's already worth $150 million.
Hmm. That's wild.
Boy, getting off.
And you would think that she would have known better because she was married to Tom first, so you would have thought she'd learned her lesson.
Listen, that's why they said she did the prenup, because she was with Tom before Keith Urban. That's what it actually says here.
Yeah.
I don't know which one y'all gonna think is the craziest, but please chime in. They said the prenup between Jessica Simpson and Corey Fetterman. No, I'm sorry. This is the one that she had signed with Tony Romo when they were together and expecting to get married. Luckily, they did not. They had a lifestyle agreement in their prenup where Jessica Simpson could not get over 135 pounds or the prenup voided. So she could not get over 135 pounds for the entirety of their marriage or their prenup voided. Luckily, they did not get married.
So he just didn't listen to that Muley Soul Child song at all. He wasn't feeling that song. When music came on, he was like, he is not spitting. That's crazy.
Okay. And for our favorite couple, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Jay-Z is paying Beyonce $5 million for every child they have together, $1 million for every year they're together, and that goes up to 15 years. And the prenup also states, in the event of divorce, Jay-Z also forks over another $10 million. How many kids they got now?
Well, I mean, when they have them, they have twins, so they have 3 now.
Listen, I'm still riding with the queen. If anybody gonna get paid $10 million per kid, it should be the queen. Period.
Man, that's a lot of money, huh? You see, though, you guys, how he changes up the game for people that he likes or who is attractive. Like, you gotta watch Chris. He is like, it really is true what they say about you get by with your looks, because if that had been somebody else, he would have been like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. That's wild.
Yo, and everybody's telling us right now that they got 3 kids. That's 30 mil. And if they get a divorce, that's another 10 mil. And they've been together for however long, and it's $1 mil for every year that they was together. Bank.
That's crazy. I'll drink
let's go to our last one, which is Kanye, somebody who's running for president now, and Kim Kardashian. Yo, why don't y'all get y'all boys some help, Chief? Listen, I've been off the bandwagon for about 8, 9, 10 years now with Kanye, but my wife is a Kanye fanatic. She refused to let go until about 3 years ago.
It took a while because I still loved him at a time when he was just trying to be a pure entertainer. You know what I mean? I understood that he was having issues. I see that. You know what I mean? I just wish that he had gotten the proper help that he needed. It's very difficult for me to just let people go, especially our people, but damn it, Kanye. I just can't. I did it for as long as I could, you know? I really tried.
Listen.
But he had to talk about slavery being a choice and stuff, and I'm just like, Kanye, I gotta let you go, man.
And this is my vote for the worst prenup of all time. Because and this man wants to be our president. Listen, this is the worst prenup thus far that I've stated. Kim Kardashian gets $1 million for up to 10 years, which was equal to Beyonce right there. And we all know Kim and Beyonce are not the same level, so she's already getting overpaid for that. She also gets to keep all her jewelries and gifts that he gave her during the marriage. If there's a divorce,
take them back anyway. That's stupid.
Hold on, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why that's important.
Okay.
Why that's important is their first mansion, which is like 50,000 square feet, is in Kim's name. That's why this is important.
Oh man!
So
Yeah.
technically, that would be a what? A gift. So, and all the money that she earns from her TV show and fashion line are solely her property. That's what the prenup says.
So what was the point of the prenup?
Listen, she could
None
have
of that
just took
makes.
him.
That
She
just
just could
sounds
have
like a
took him to
bunch
the
of
back room
legal.
and robbed him and saved him a lot of time and
Yes, like that
effort.
just sounds stupid. What is
She
wrong
could have
with this
just upped the
man?
tool on dude and saved dude a lot of time and effort because that makes no sense.
Well, when you're Beyonce's son. Connecting, yeah. Connecting. We're back. We are back. Did you have a
Man,
connection
what
problem?
happened?
I don't know. It blacked
I
out
don't
because we were
know.
talking about Beyonce.
Oh my God, we gotta stop talking. You said Beyonce's son and we got cut off. What are you doing?
I was being so nice though. I was saying Kim was her son, so I don't know what type of higher power we just had, but I'm not gonna do it again. I'm done with that.
Ye got robbed at gunpoint and he's still currently married. She gets to keep all of her earnings.
Mm-hmm.
She gets to keep all of the gifts that he gave her. And I'm pretty sure that includes the house that's in her name because he's footing the bill for it. So that pretty much is the definition of a gift. Uh, and she gets $1 million for every year they're together.
See, this is what I'm confused about though, because when I did my research, it said that children are off limits. Prenups should have nothing to do with children. Supporting or bargaining of children is not allowed. So that's another reason that. So is this them making these up within themselves? You know
Listen,
what I mean? Like it's so stupid.
when your lawyer is good, they can word it good enough to where it gets around it.
That's what I'm
Listen, that's all it
saying.
boils down to. Because at the end of
Yeah.
the day, if listen, there ain't no way you telling me that we're gonna sign a one-way prenup and I'm the one that's rich.
You know who to mess with in life. I'm telling you that right now. And again, that goes back to his mental health. There's something wrong with that man. And Kim definitely knew to latch at the perfect time. So
Man, say it again.
that's all I'm saying with that one. I'm gonna leave that
Say it
alone.
again.
Yeah,
Listen.
we need you back though. Like
No,
this
we
is
don't.
ridiculous.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
We
No,
need
no.
we need
We
him to
need.
come back to life.
No,
Yes,
we
we
don't.
do.
No, we
I don't
don't. We
like to
need.
see any of our people lose it. No,
Man, we
no,
need
no. I'm
Kanye
not
just as bad
agreeing
as
with
we
you
need
with that.
that third Tyler Perry movie.
Nah,
No.
man, I don't agree with you on that one. I need that man to get back to where he was
What did they
supposed
say
to
on The Walking
be.
Dead? That boy is too far gone.
Nah,
It ain't
man,
no
college
coming back for him.
dropout. I need another one. I just need him to get back together.
Listen, I don't need no more music from him. I don't need nothing from him. I don't need nothing because I can't relate to anything that he's doing. So I don't even need it no more. I'm good.
Yeah, no, he's
I'm
not
straight.
relatable at all. He's not relatable at all. But again, I'm saying I don't like seeing my people just be so far gone. It makes me very
I'll
sad. So
I'll listen to Watch the Throne in remembrance. I'm good, dog.
so you
Like,
just not listening to anything yet, right? So in case
yeah.
your parent that,
Hold on, we got
that comes out, we good.
Carrie just said she supports him anyway.
She's talking about
Uh,
Kim.
yeah. I listen. If you put it in that term, she might be earning some of that money. But like I said, if we start at the $1 million a year, which is what Beyonce is getting, she's already super overpaid. There's no way.
She gets like six
Because first
thousand
of all,
dollars a tweet. A tweet.
listen, and then she gets to keep all of that.
Yes.
Where? Who is his lawyer? Because I don't want him.
But our teachers aren't getting paid. But Kim's getting paid $6,000 every time she tweets something. So it's just a really mixed up world that we live in.
Plus, man, the people ain't real no more, man. At the end of the day, you got to sometimes you got to keep it OJ, and that means if somebody got some stuff that you want, you go and get it back with a gun. No, I'm just kidding. But like for real, like I feel like Kim walked in the negotiating with a gun and sat it on the table. And Kanye walked in with no clothes on, sat down at the
No.
table and just signed whatever. Like it just makes no sense.
He was butt ass naked with his "Make America Great" hat on.
He not make America great.
Back,
He's already changed.
Lord have mercy. I don't know what to say, but yeah, this is wild.
Yeah, prenups are a wild thing, y'all. Listen, if you get them. Make sure that they're good. Make sure that they're not one-sided. Because honestly, I feel like in a marriage, if your prenup is one-sided, I think that can affect the relationship more than anything. Giving somebody that much power in a relationship, it's insane. Listen. We just got done watching that Martin episode where Tommy was like, "Gina ain't gonna kill you for no insurance money." And then he was like, "It's $2 million." He was like, "Man, I kill you for $2 million." Money makes people act different.
Very different. Very, very different.
When you put a monetary value on a divorce, it automatically gives the upper hand to the other person. A big upper hand.
Huge.
They have nothing to work for. If they're not getting what they want, they will get it through divorce. They're going to be out.
Yep. But you want to know something that I found very interesting is that they said millennials are actually like skyrocketing when it comes to prenups now. Did you know that?
Well, I honestly think that's part of the new culture because number one is everybody thinks they're rich and everybody thinks they're famous.
Yeah, but it's also because people, and I found this very fascinating, people are getting married later on in life now. Like people aren't getting married as early as they used to. So now people are already set. You know what I mean? Like people already have the big bucks. So when they get married now, like the prenup is the first thing they think of. When I was reading that, I was like, wow, because I used to just think of prenups as like a celebrity thing, but there is a lot more regular day-to-day people who are getting them now, and it's us, it's our generation. It's just crazy. And I didn't even think about how people are getting married later in life.
Listen, people are getting married later in life, but that divorce rate is still high. So are they getting married or are they getting married? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like I said,
in love or love.
Especially if you are not rich or famous. And I'm just going to be absolutely transparent here. Without being one person being rich or famous, at least in the relationship, what are you protecting?
Yeah.
And if you have that inkling that that person might take this from you or do something to you in a negative fashion, just even a little bit, enough for where you draw up some papers. That's enough to say, this ain't the right person.
Definitely. If you have to do all that, you shouldn't be getting married anyways. Like,
That's what I'm trying
I
to
just
say.
don't understand it.
What is this new marriage? What is this? I know I
have,
sound like an old head, but what is this, dog? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It just sounds like way too much work. Like on top of, could you imagine planning a wedding on top of trying to legally get everything together in writing when it comes to all that?
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
I want one of them Kim Kardashian prenups where I'm Kim Kardashian.
Man, look.
You be Kanye.
Listen, I said I want him to come back to earth. I didn't say that I was that stupid, though.
You be Kanye, I be Kim.
That's crazy, man. I'd be so embarrassed to even have that. So, I don't know. Even as you as a man, I would be embarrassed for you to have that type of agreement. Because I feel like I would be like emasculating you in some sort of way. Like you just, I don't know. There's just a lot going on this day and age with that.
Man, not just the demasculation, because, well, it's a lack of real men out here anyway. And that's without being said. These men ain't the same type of men that they were 30, 40 years ago. They're not even being raised by the type of men that they were 30, 40 years ago. So it's not the same type of men. These are type of men that if somebody breaks in the house, they like, honey, we equal. You take care of that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying? Is your wife getting out of bed when somebody break in too? Weirdos.
That's what I'm saying. There's just no fine line anymore when it comes to stuff like that. Like, there's just certain things that men need to be doing, and that's just what it is. I'm not getting up if someone's robbing us. I mean, I'll
No,
be like,
please don't.
I'll be like, hey,
Because
babe.
because at that point somebody's threatening me with a good time. I
Yeah.
listen, as a real man, there's no way that a woman should be able to come to you and say, hey, I don't believe this. I think there's a low percentage that this might not work. So I think we should sign a prenup to, man, listen. First of all, if you could stop and tell people what I thought I was going to do while we were planning the marriage, and Mom will attest to this. What did I say when the marriage planning started?
I'll just show up, which is what I expected you to say. But Mom didn't have that.
But did you not understand why I said that? Because to me, that was bigger than anything.
Yeah, no,
Like I felt
that's a
like,
very
dude, like, you know what I'm
manly.
saying?
It's a very manly response. Yeah. Although I do
don't.
feel like weddings are not supposed to just be for the woman. I completely disagree with that part because a lot of people are like, it's the girl thing. Da, 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 da. Like, you guys should have say in it, but it's not expected for you guys to just make portfolios and to be,
No, but it's not even
doing
just
all
about
that
the
extra
say though.
stuff.
Like I just feel like when a real man is showing up to it's a lot that goes into that. Like you like I said, I collect a pension.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I don't care. We could have, you said the same thing. We could have got married at a courthouse, dude.
Yeah.
The dog and pony show, that's extra.
Yeah, it's all
So
extra.
I'm like, I'm
Especially
just
if you
show up.
truly love someone.
Yeah. You could pick whatever you want, pick how you want it done. I'm just gonna show up because I'm just happy I'm getting married.
Yeah. That's how it's
Didn't
supposed to be.
didn't believe it was ever gonna happen, and that's how it should be.
You need it.
So
Yeah.
if you thinking like that, how could you possibly get somebody a prenup?
Yeah. I don't know, but hopefully we got some people talking about this at least and being more aware. I don't think we're going to leave this conversation today. I don't think we're going to leave this conversation today with an answer or a perfect answer. So this is one of those things where, again, it goes with who you are, what type of relationship you have with your significant other. If it's something that you both are in agreement with. It's a lot more to it than just this hour-long conversation that we can have. There's just so much more to it. But definitely make sure that you guys pay attention to what state you're living in because every state is different legally when it comes to a prenup. Nothing is the same anywhere you go. So that's another thing to be very careful about because I thought everything was the same. It's not whatsoever. Every state has their own laws and rules.
Definitely. And if you enjoyed this show today, it's your first time watching, make sure that you give us a like and a subscribe on our YouTube and Facebook page at Love Lockdown. Also, babe, what do you want them to do with that review thing again?
I would love it if you guys went and visit us on Apple Podcasts, gave us a 5-star rating because it helps us out a lot. You guys have been doing it, so we appreciate the support, but it obviously is what gets us paid. The bills are getting paid. It gets us sponsors. Everybody looks at that Apple Podcast rating. So if you guys could go visit that, give us a 5-star. We would appreciate it. Also, shout out to Bel Air for sponsoring us as always. You guys are the bomb. Love it. Listen, let me tell you something. This is the best company I've ever been sponsored by. And that's a lot for me to say. But I truly feel like I'm a part of a family. Like, it's crazy. The way that they, check in, send things, it's wild. So, Bel Air, I love you guys.
They got my vote because I can't wear none of your bras.
Right. And it's something everybody can share. So if you guys are picking up Bel Air, make sure that you tag me in a picture. I will share you on my story. As always, appreciate the support. You guys already know. Mrs. Kisses, thank you for always supporting. Duval, Spin Brush. We got so many sponsors. It's crazy. But if I didn't mention you, just know that we love you and we appreciate the support.
Yes. Until next week, my great people. We love y'all. Love Lockdown.
We love you guys.
We out.
Thank you for joining. Bye, guys.